This is a story about how you outmaneuver an unchangeable law when the survival of your entire nation is hanging in the balance.
So, let's start with a paradox, a real head-scratcher. The bad guy, Haman, has just been executed. Awesome, right? The immediate threat is gone. But here's the thing. His genocidal plan is still ticking like a time bomb. A royal decree, signed and sealed, calling for the complete annihilation of the Jewish people, is still the official law of the land.
Now, King Achashverosh, the king, he seems to be doing all the right things. He gives Queen Esther all of Haman's money and property. He gives her cousin, Mordecai, a big promotion. He even hands over the royal signet ring, the very stamp used to make laws official. He's throwing power, wealth, and status at them, but he is very, very carefully avoiding the one thing they actually need him to do: get rid of that deadly decree.
And here is the real kicker. This is why he's ducking the issue. The king is literally trapped by his own rules. See, in ancient Persia, a law stamped with the king's seal was permanent, unchangeable. It just could not be repealed, period. If he tried, it would shatter the idea of his absolute, unquestionable authority.
Queen Esther gets it. She sees that all these gifts and promotions mean nothing as long as this death sentence is hanging over her people's heads. So she comes up with this brilliant two-part plan to force the king to act.
Okay, so first she goes for the heart. She doesn't just make a request. No, she falls at his feet, she weeps, she makes it personal. She's showing him the real, tragic human costs of his bureaucratic paralysis. This isn't some abstract legal issue anymore. It's his wife's people being sent to their deaths. But right after the tears, she hits him with some seriously sharp legal logic. She gives him a way out, a way to save face. She says, "Look, this wasn't your law, you were tricked. It was Haman's fraud." And then, her killer point. Plus, the official scrolls haven't even been opened yet. So if we recall them now, you're not technically repealing a law, you're just fixing a mistake before it goes into effect.
The king, well, he rejects her idea of recalling the scrolls. It's still a little too close to breaking the rules for his taste. But the alternative he comes up with, wow, it is an act of pure legal genius. It's a way to follow the letter of the law while turning its meaning completely upside down.
He starts by laying out the problem one more time, just so everyone's clear. He says, "An edict written in my name, signed with my ring, cannot be recalled. My hands are tied. The first decree stays." But then, he reveals the loophole.
His solution is so simple, it's breathtaking. If you can't change the words, you just change what the words mean. He tells them, go write a second law. Don't cancel the first one. Just clarify it. And that one little clarification is about to flip the entire script.
And this is where it gets just incredible. Look at this. They take the exact same horrible language from Haman's decree, destroy, massacre, and neutralize, and they just flip the subject and the object. The first law is still on the books, saying people can attack the Jews. But now a second, equally valid law is on the books, saying the Jews can fight back and destroy anyone who attacks them. It's brilliant.
So, you see, this wasn't a repeal. It was a reinterpretation. And that's such a powerful tool when you're stuck in a rigid system. The first law is still technically there, yeah, but the second law completely changes the reality on the ground.
Okay, so they've got their legal workaround. Now it's a race against time. Mordecai's job is now all about logistics. He has to beat Haman's original, hateful plan at its own game. He's not just countering the decree. He's building a better, faster, more efficient bureaucratic machine to do it.
And check this out. Mordecai doesn't just copy Haman's methods. He improves on every single one. To make it credible, he uses the exact same royal couriers. To expand its reach, he sends it out to all 127 provinces, making sure every local official and the Jewish communities themselves get the message. And for control, he adds a clever twist. The right to plunder is limited to just one day, which makes any large-scale looting basically impossible to pull off.
This chart really shows you the difference in their strategies. Haman's message went wide, to the regional capitals, but Mordecai's went deep. He made sure this new law reached every single city, every single local leader. No one could claim they only got the first memo. The second law's authority was now firmly established.
So, with this new and improved decree racing across the empire on the king's fastest horses, the shift in power becomes public. And I mean, really public.
Mordecai, the guy who used to sit outside the palace gates, now walks out of the king's presence wearing the full royal uniform. We're talking royal blue, white, a massive gold crown, fine purple linen. This is more than just a new outfit.
This is a walking, talking billboard for the entire city to see, screaming, "The good guys are in charge now."
And the reaction from the people is immediate. The capital city Shushan just erupts with joy. And it's not just the Jewish residents, it's everyone. They're relieved that the power-hungry Haman is gone and has been replaced by someone they actually respect, Mordecai.
And you can just imagine, across all 127 provinces, the absolute terror that had been hanging over the Jewish communities. It just vanishes. It's replaced with light, with happiness, with celebration. The tables haven't just been turned, they've been smashed to pieces.